Hi, welcome to Mondays with Mira, where we look at fabulous picture books and we do what I like to call first seduction, then deconstruction. And basically what that is we look at the book and we get seduced by the language or how wonderful it is or the art and how luscious and fabulous it is. And we go along for the ride and we just enjoy it. And then we go back and we talk about what makes it work and why it's so luscious or why it's so seductive. And that way people that are writing or illustrating their own children's picture books can learn. So this is a learning journey that we're going on. And if ever I'm wearing a hat, it's because I'm having a bad hair day, which I am today. And today I'm wearing jewelry by my friend Maya Gonzalez. And I'm very lucky that she's one of my friends. And we're going to start with her book. And then in different weeks, well, we're going to start with her book. So why don't I put on my reading glasses and you guys settle down for a nice cup of tea or coffee. And I'm going to read to you. And this book has won a bunch of awards. And it was the first book that Maya got to both write and illustrate. And it's called My Colors, My World. And I'm going to skip the wonderful little inscription that you can just imagine. It's very nice. And here we have what's called the half title. And we get started right in here. Sometimes in the desert where I live, the wind blows very, very hard. And this is bilingual, English and Spanish. Desert sand covers everything. Everything the same color. I open my eyes extra wide to find the colors in my world. Of all the colors I find, I like hot pink the best. It's the color of the desert sunset. I wear pink in the morning. I wear it in the afternoon. I wear it all the time. On hot days, I go to the shady side of the house. I make mud pies with squishy brown mud and orange marigold flowers. I invite purple irises to be my guests for tea. Yellow pollen peeks at me. Back on the sunny side of the house, the cactus grows green and sharp. In the backyard, I sway on my swing. I help my pappy build and paint it, the perfect shade of red. When my pappy comes back home from work, I see his shiny black hair. I love all the colors in my world. Every day I watch the hot pink sky turn into dark blue night. And that's it. Very, very sweet. And so here's Maya. So, very simple on the surface, but what's delightful is it teaches children about environment, about place. It starts off with her, she doesn't look real happy here. She's being tossed and turned by the wind. She's in this place of beigeness. And then bit by bit, she discovers color. And it transforms her world. So in some ways it's a story about dealing with depression as well, and how we seek out things that will help us heal. And kids definitely struggle with depression as well as adults, though we don't always like to talk about it. And she's just this delightful little girl. So we learn about colors, we learn about place. I open my eyes extra wide to find the colors in my world. So look at the language, just how lovely. And it's very childlike. There's a lot of repetition. Of all the colors I find, I like hot pink the best. And so here we just have this kind of explosion of pink things. I wear it in the morning, I wear it in the afternoon, I wear it all the time. So we're learning about different times of the day. And you can see that there's the simple language and also the sort of bold, fairly simple illustrations show us that this is geared for a very young reader. And look how glorious this is. It's just really ecstatic. On hot days I go to the shady side of the house. So we've got some alliteration happening here. I make mud pies with squishy brown mud and orange marigold flowers. The word squishy is just so wonderful on the tongue. So when you use language, think about words that just feel fantastic on your tongue. And then here we've got this sort of parallel interior. There's a name for it and I can never remember. Well, we've got tea and peaks at me. I invite purple irises to be my guest for tea. Yellow pollen peeks at me. And so here she's, offering these rather extravagant mud pies to the irises. And we just basically go through her day of different things that are happening. And a day creates a wonderful structure. A day, a week, a month, a year, a passage of time that kids also need to learn about. So I hope you guys have loved this book as much as I have. Here in the backyard, I sway on my swing. Okay, so it's not rhyming, but it's poetry. I sway on my swing. I help my pappy build it and paint it the perfect shade of red. And then here I love how Pappy's hair is black, but you can see that there's bits of blue in it as well. And she doesn't say black and blue. She just says black, because if you look at black and you look at different colors, you can see often there are other colors inside of those colors. And I think that's really neat as well. And then she's got this little second story. And what a second story is when you have a character or something that doesn't appear anywhere in the text, but it has a life of its own throughout the book. And so this book has this bird that follows her throughout her journey, throughout her day, throughout her life. And here she is, like, just really kicking it with her bird as day is turning to night. And I love the little rabbit in the moon here. And kind of how the moon and the sun, as it's setting, have a relationship. And this book is also very relational. You'll see that this little girl, she's pretty much interacting with everything she comes across. And kids do that. And some adults do it as well. If we look at the color, this book is very much like purples and pinks and some blue for contrast. And also browns. So I think it's a really, really wonderful book. One that young children love all over the place. It was recently adapted and made into a board book for even younger children. But it's just a real delight. And we have Maya Gonzalez to thank for this and much more. And I hope you enjoyed Mondays with Mira for this week.